Okay, welcome everyone. This is our strategy planning Zoom post-convention, and I'm excited that you're here. So just to get a pulse on who we have, I see some that attended convention and some that didn't. So if you did attend convention, put a 1 in the chat. If you didn't get to attend convention this year, put a 2 in the chat. So either way, we're going to be strategizing the same, but if you just got back from convention, you understand like what a high we're on, right? The belief, the inspiration, the motivation, the like, oh, it's just at an all-time high. The gratitude, so much gratitude for what we have here. And so if you feel that, I want to see it in the chat. Like if you were at convention, just, I don't know if you can put it into words, because for me, like I struggle. And it seems like every convention they outdo themselves and it's just better than the last. It's just, our events team is so incredible and we received so much. So I'm not going to be talking about anything really that we received at convention, but I will be doing a convention recap for our multi-team Zoom in about an hour and a half. So if you want to hop on that, you're welcome to, but corporate's also doing like a post-convention like recap all throughout the week. You'll see those advertised in the like Plexus brand ambassador page, and those will be fantastic. Whatever you need to do, just make sure you get like all the goodness you can from this. Participate whenever you can. So good. So much inspiration and motivation, right, friends? I love it. So anyways, the reason I actually, this was just kind of a spontaneous idea that I had, more like an inspiration that I felt as convention was closing up on Thursday. Yes, that was Thursday. On Thursday, I was like, okay, how can we really like harness all of this excitement and this like newfound belief and confidence and like run together in the same direction and just make it so simple that everyone can do it, and so kind of foolproof and proven. And so that's what I was thinking. And I took some time that night after the Barbie party, which was so fun, right? Who was at the Barbie party? Let's see it in the chat. That was so fun, right? Seriously, if you've never been to a Plexus party, you just don't understand a Plexus party. Like they literally go all out. It's so fun. So a little bit before the Barbie party and after, I was like, oh gosh, like how can we just get everyone in the same boat, rowing the same direction, like make this simple, make it so doable for everyone. Because I don't know about you, but a cruise to the Florida Keys in February, like that sounds like a good idea to me. Anyone? All right, Michelle's in. Let's go, Michelle. Okay, how about I flipped my lid when they announced the new Emerald and Diamond extravaganza destination trip for next September to a cruise to Alaska and British Columbia. Oh my goodness, like that has been on my bucket list. And Plexus actually asked us, Jules, a couple years ago, they were like, if you could take a trip anywhere, where would it be? And I was like, Alaska was my number one, because I have so many friends that have been there. And I was like, that's just so different. Like Mexico and Hawaii, those are amazing, but we've got to experience them so many times. And like, obviously we'll still have those in the rotation, I am thinking and hoping, but I mean, could they do any more to motivate us? Like you know, do you realize how generously they pay us anyways? That alone should be enough to motivate us, but no, let's throw in some free Ray-Bans. Let's throw in some free vacations all throughout the year. Like, do you guys realize how blessed we are? This is just, people don't live like this normally, okay? People don't get celebrated at their jobs. They don't have the potential to grow their income and rank up in normal jobs like we do. This just isn't normal life. Most people don't get a stipend for a luxury vehicle or a bonus, a lifestyle bonus towards whatever they choose. That's not like a perk for most people in the, you know, a job, but we've got that here. So anyways, I hope I keep my voice. I am telling you, I just, I don't know if it was just me, but I inhaled a lot of junk in Vegas, more than just casino smoke. And my throat is like, it doesn't hurt. It's just like full of garbage. I think it's trying to clear out the restore. Hallelujah. Perfect timing right after Vegas, right? Anyway, so let's just jump into it, right, Kate? Yes, definitely need that restore. So let's jump right into our strategy post-convention. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about, you guys, is I've done this 9 times, and I know many of you can relate to this. How often do you leave an event like that and you're completely like overwhelmed, like so much goodness, I don't even know where to start. I got so many new ideas. I will just sit here and scroll Facebook instead because it feels so overwhelming, right? We literally have this gigantic elephant or hippopotamus in front of us, and how are we going to consume that thing as quickly as possible? It's absolutely information overload. So right now, if you're feeling that way, I just want you to give yourself grace, because that's normal. No matter what position you're in with Plexus, no matter what your rank is, no matter if this was your first convention or your 9th convention, you're feeling that right now. You're feeling absolute overwhelm, okay? Especially like if you attended the breakouts and you got all these ideas and oh my goodness, like I gotta introduce this, I gotta change this. Stop, okay? Just stop. What I want to invite you to do is literally set it all aside. And I want you to think of what is one thing that I can do to make a move in the right direction. My next best step. Put it in the chat right now. What's your next best step? And I want you to forget about everything else. Put your notes away, like don't do anything else until you have implemented that and mastered that, whatever it is. And maybe you can be honest if you're like, I don't even know what's my next best step. That's okay to say that, right? Pray. Good one. Love it. Yes, a lot of times we need that direction, right? But so we got so much to choose from. Let's just hone in on your next best step. Kate, your next best step might be different than mine, but no matter what it is, I think, you know, if you were there and you took a lot from it, you can narrow it down to just one thing. And that's so important, because otherwise you're not going to do anything if you don't narrow it down. Okay. And just allow yourself like permission to take time and to like, you know, process, and don't try to do more than one thing at a time. So anyways, all right, next. Love it. There's some good next best steps in there, you guys. Very good. Even from those of you that didn't attend convention. So I want to invite you, first of all, I'm going to give you a step-by-step strategy plan that I believe is extremely effective for anyone, whether you are, hang on. Sorry, I was just getting a text from someone at Plexus, so it distracted me. Okay, what was I saying? So I'm going to give you a strategy that's, I believe, absolutely for everyone. And it's like basically spelled out for you so simply. It's step by step, what to say, what to do. If they say no, if they say yes, here's what you say next, da, 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 da. Okay. And we're 100% leading with the business opportunity. Why is that? Why do you think that is? Let's hear it in the chat.
Can I just say it?
Do please.
One of the things that I took away from your video from after in the hotel room, was you said that if you lead with the business, you're taking that financial part out of it where they can't say, I don't have the money, so leading with the biz, if they didn't want a business, then you could be like, well, how about those products, or they could say, how about those products?
100%. We're taking away the number one hesitation. And do you realize that I believe that's always been the most common hesitation for people starting Plexus is finances, but even more so now. Do you realize that? Have you guys seen the stats? Do you realize the inflammation or that's a natural word to come out of our mouths, right? Do you realize how much inflation is impacting people these days? Mm-hmm. It's literally like 11,470 some odd dollars more to live the exact same lifestyle today than it was like 5 years ago. Like that's proven, that's statistics. So people need money. People want extra money now more than ever. And because of how things have been going, people are getting more and more open-minded about social selling. They really are. And everyone wants to earn money from home. They're not going to find a better, more flexible, more generous opportunity than what we have. So we're going to tell everyone, and we're going to get comfortable with that. We're going to share it in a way like this board that I'm giving you, or these steps that I'm going to give you. I really believe this is stuff that any one of you would feel comfortable sending to someone. None of it is awkward or pushy or weird. And if you can just wrap your mind around how brilliant this is, leading with the opportunity and offering solutions for people, because guess what? The greatest salesmen in the world, they do not sell products. They provide solutions. And what solutions do people need right now? They need money, and they have health issues. Those are the top two concerns for everyone. And we have the best solutions for both. Do we not? If you agree, give me a 3 in the chat, right? Let's see that, because I just want to make sure you guys totally understand that's what we have and it's what we're offering. Okay, love it. All right, so before I give you this board, I also think it's very important that you get very clear and honest about where you are today, where you are in your business, and where you want to be, okay? You have to be really honest with yourself, like what's working, what's not. Am I moving towards where I want to be? A lot of people would say no. Or am I moving as fast as I want to towards where I want to be? That's okay. Be honest with yourself about it. Just get really clear. And then I would encourage you to break it down, because I'm going to give you the steps. I'm going to give you the strategy that you can use that's proven, but I want you to see how when you implement it and you do it consistently, the magic of what happens when you do it consistently, okay? So real quick, I want to talk about a 90-day harvest. Who's familiar with that? Anyone ever gardened before?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we get to pick cucumbers a week after we plant our garden?
No.
No. Do we get to pick cucumbers a month after we plant our garden? No. Okay, those tomatoes and onions, whatever you plant, you guys, there's a process before you really start harvesting. Now, when we're sharing Plexus, sometimes you'll find people that are ready right away. But in most cases, we have a business funnel that needs to be consistently like poured into before it starts flowing. Once it starts flowing, there's this magic that happens that as long as we stay consistent and we continually do the daily activities, it's a very healthy, consistent flow. But it takes a while for that flow to start, right? Or it's the same concept as a train taking off and then stopping. Like, do you realize how much energy it takes to get a train moving and how slow it goes in the beginning? And it looks like, I mean, you could put a little wooden block in front of the wheel in the very beginning, and that would stop a train from starting to move. But once it's in momentum, it's almost impossible to stop it. It will go through a brick wall in like nothing. It's the same thing with this business, you guys. You have to start from 0 to get to 60, and then you have to stay consistent with filling your funnel as you go. And then you create so much momentum that it's almost impossible to stop. That's where you want to be, don't you? What would it feel like right now? I want you to think about that. What would it feel like right now to have a business that's so in momentum that even if you take a week off, it's still growing? Even if you take a month off, it's still moving. Who wants that? Anyone? Okay, let's do it. So if you've never done this before, I want to encourage you to try this because it's going to blow your mind. Have you ever taken your points where you're at today in your business, taken those points and written them down and figured up a 10% increase each month over 12 months? Have you seen what that looks like? Do you realize how doable that is? Let's say your points are at 115 today. What's a 10% point increase for the following month? Like 15 points? Is that doable? Very, extremely doable, right? Even if you're starting from, I haven't messaged anyone in 3 months, you can do that next month. But then if you add another 10% the following month and the following month and the following month, and you do that for 12 months in a row, you will be very surprised what your points will look like next June at convention. Maybe you'll be on that stage, getting your first emerald or sapphire or diamond. Maybe you'll be going on that Alaska, British Columbia cruise with us. Whatever it is, like anyone starting today, I totally believe with all of my heart, even if your points are at 0 today, you can earn that Leaders Retreat cruise to the Florida Keys if you start today and you map this out and you see what's possible and you buy into this concept of leading with the business and you start doing this every day consistently. And when I say every day, I mean like Monday through Friday. Take the weekends off. That's great. We need rest. That's healthy. But even if you sent 3 messages a day from this system, and then you follow up in 48 hours, I do not believe there's a single person on this Zoom who, if you really honestly do that, will not be on that Leaders Retreat cruise. Does anyone want to argue with that? Because I'd be happy to like break it down for you. It's not even really possible, you guys, unless you're reaching out to the same 3 people the whole entire time, as long as you're reaching out to different people. Oh, and by the way, let me just say too, if you don't have a healthy list of names, contact list that you add to consistently, you don't have a business. I hate to tell you that, but no business. You don't, it's like, can you imagine like having a business and having a 0 customer database? No one would do that in the professional world, right? It's the same thing. You have to have a database of potential customers and you have to build it consistently. I want you to consider that is your gold mine that you're sitting on that you get to like pick at and dig at consistently. If you don't have a list and it's all up here and you're like, oh, I know who I'm going to message. That's not going to last for more than a couple weeks, you guys. It doesn't work. So if you don't already have a list of 100 names or more, that's step 1. And don't tell me you don't know 100 people, because that's not true. Nowadays, I just heard a recent statistic that said with social media, the average person knows between 500 and 600 people. So if I were to give you $1 for every single name you wrote on a piece of paper, do you know how fast you'd come up with 300 names? That's funny, but it's true. And that's your potential business. So why would you limit yourself? Why would you prejudge anyone? People will surprise you. You'll be surprised at who says yes and who says no. So write them all down, right? So we get that. We got a list. I want you to put in the chat, I have a list, or guess what I'm doing tomorrow or tonight? I'm making a list of 100 names. That's step 1. You guys can't have a business without that. Yay to you guys that already have a list. That's awesome. Okay, and then I want you to take the time to break down. You're going to be shocked when you do this. Take your points today or whatever your points ended last month, and then add 10% each month through July 31st. Did you know July 31st, 2025 is deadline to earn that Alaskan cruise? You'd be shocked where you can be. And that's very conservative. That's not considering, like, guess what happens sometimes? Sometimes you're going to find a Megan McClenny, or you're going to find a Jen St. Pierre. And guess what happens then? That 10% increase is going to look a lot bigger. This is conservative, very conservative, a 10% growth each month over 12 months. But where we are offering the opportunity to everyone, and we're telling them why they would be good at this, we are going to find business builders. And so if you find 1 or 2 good business builders that take off and run with this, you're going to be blown away what your points could look like by July 31st of next year. Who heard a story on stage that was at convention where you heard what's possible in a year with Plexus? Someone share with me. Kate? Tamara? Who heard a story that was like mind-blowing? Megan? Do you remember any?
I know many, but I can't think of any from the stage. But I know I know of an emerald that went emerald in 60 days. Jen St. Pierre did it in 4 months, 5 months. I know somebody who went from under 100 points to diamond, which is 4,500 points in 6 months. So be ready.
Yeah, 100%. We heard multiple examples on stage. Oh, sorry. Were you saying something, Kate?
Oh, I was thinking about Kinley because she went pretty fast to diamond. Because when did she start. I feel like she's been, like she went to Diamond within the year, right?
She did, yeah. She was Ruby at last year's convention. She was a Ruby.
That's right.
She went
Yeah.
Emerald, Sapphire, and Diamond in a
She
year.
walked the stage 3 times at
3
convention.
times. Yes.
Yeah.
Jill Renfro, she had 2 jewels up there. Both of them ranked in less than a year. Quickly. Okay. So stop believing it's not possible. Right?
Okay.
Tamara, did you want to share something?
Um,
I just saw you were unmuted.
is it the one that was wearing the black? Is that Kinley? The black, the
Yeah, she had like
long
the
dress, t-shirt dress one? Yeah, that's who popped into my head too.
Yeah, we saw examples of what's possible in a year. You guys, starting today, so many possibilities by next convention. Okay, so don't let yourself convince yourself that you can't do it. Linda, do you have a question or thought? No? Okay, it looked like you were raising your hand. Okay, so who's going to do that for me? I want to see you break down your points with a 10% increase each month through the next July, through July 2025. I want you to see what that point growth looks like. And I want you to understand that that's extremely conservative if you're doing this consistently. And you might just find a diamond in the rough on the way. That doesn't mean they'll have to rank diamond in the year, but like, holy cow, what if they fast start ruby or something? You could find someone like that. And you might find someone who ranks up really fast. Did you listen to so I facilitated the new jewel panel, and Demi Shaw, she ranked diamond since last year as well. She also got to cross the stage 3 times this year. Did you hear her say, I don't have a large network and I'm not a strong recruiter? I hope you heard that, because that is such a prime example of you don't have to have a large network and you don't have to be a really strong personal recruiter. She's talking about like there's some people that sponsor on average like 12 to 20 people a month. That's not her. That's not me. That's not actually most successful people in this business aren't like that. They're just really good at consistently sponsoring 3 to 5 maybe a month and helping them see the opportunity and fast start and run. And then the magic happens. So Demi said she knew she wasn't a strong recruiter and she didn't have a large network. So who do you think she was looking for? Someone that had a large network that was really good and social. And so her hairdresser came to mind. She was brave enough to help her hairdresser see the potential here for her. Okay, and we're going to talk about that, how you can help people really believe that this is for them by complementing their strengths. So they think, oh, you're right, I would be good at this. Because then you're starting from a whole different place. Find hairdressers, teachers, military spouses, nurses. Nurses are also very successful typically with this business. So keep that in mind. People active in their church, yeah, because they have big networks, they're social. Oh, you guys, there's so much potential we're just sitting on. So now, do your 12-month breakdown and then send it to your sponsor, okay? And we talked about why to lead with the business. Now, I'm going to give you a strategy plan for reach outs, for follow-ups, for what to do when they say no, what to do when they say yes. But there's also this magical thing called social media where we can be sharing things that plant seeds that create interest for people consistently. And how many of you are sharing at least 50% opportunity to 50% products and help? If you're not, guess what? we're gonna start. 50%. Yes, we're not messing around anymore, you guys. Because how many have you heard? How many stories have you heard from even, I want to say like Jules. I've heard so many Jules say this. You know, I was just scrolling and I saw my friend so-and-so post about, and you know, sometimes it's health products or whatever, but I'm thinking of Jessica Heffley in specifically. Tamara posted that she paid for all of her groceries with her Plexus paycheck, or she, you know, and maybe it was someone else that I can't even remember the names or who or what they were posting about, but it was just like the little things, you guys. It's not like diamond income that intimidates people. That makes people feel like that's not possible for them. But gold income, silver income even, that's something people are like, wait, tell me more. You earned $300 in a month just from posting about this? You know what I mean? Yes. Datha Wilson, a good friend of ours, was a nurse, said she scrolled past health posts, but income stopped her scroll. I didn't care about probiotics because I couldn't pay my bills. Guess what I was looking for? Because that's what I was looking for. I ran with this and I was emerald in 9 months, right? You'll find those people if that's what you're putting out there. And if that's what you're starting conversations about, okay? So we're all in with this. We are going to start posting 50-50 health and products, business and opportunity, lifestyle. We're providing solutions so people can have a more comfortable lifestyle. So people can take vacations because the same income, do you think they're getting that they've got enough raises to cover that $11,400 in the past 500 or in the past 5 years? No, no one has, you guys. So people need this desperately. And so let's offer up what they need. And even people that have a lot of money, they're the ones that usually want more money the most and are willing to work for it. So there's no one that this doesn't reach, okay? And you're not going to hurt anyone's feelings, I promise, or offend anyone if you reach out to them and you say, hey, Megan, I don't know if this is for you, but how open-minded are you about extra streams of income? So many need that these days, right? Have you ever considered Plexus as an option to earn income from home? I think you'd be amazing at this because you have a heart for helping people and you're already in the health industry as a hygienist and people trust you. And it would be so fun to get healthy and earn income and trips together. Megan, check out this quick video. Let me know what sticks out to you, okay? And then I'm going to send her a video. Do you think anyone is going to be offended if you sent them a message like that? No. I will tell you, I have sent messages like that to people, and when you compliment them, you just made their day, even if they have absolutely zero interest in doing a business with you. I've had people tell me that. I've had them say, oh my gosh, you just made my day. That was so sweet. Thank you for thinking of me. I'm actually not interested at all, but you just made my day. Thank you. That made me feel good. It made them feel good. And guess who they're going to call if something changes? Do you know what I mean? But you know what? I don't even end it right there. I keep the conversation going because everyone needs these products, even if they don't want a business. And it's such a beautiful, natural segue that I'm going to give you word for word that you can take and personalize or use it exactly as is. What if how many of you have current VIPs that are consistently using the products and have even one win? Anyone? Some of us have tons of customers. Barb, I'm looking at you. Some of us have a lot of happy wholesale customers, and you're sitting on a gold mine there, especially with people that already love these products and believe in them. So what would happen if you said to them, hey, Barb, you've been using these Plexus products for a while now and having quite a bit of success. I have no idea if this is a fit for you or not, but if you keep your options open for making extra income, I think you would be amazing at what I do, because you are so personable with people and you have a huge family and lots of friends, and you're so genuine that you have great rapport with people. So many people are wanting the added peace of mind that comes along with additional income right now. Any chance you're open to hearing more? Check out this quick video and let me know what sticks out to you, okay? Is Barb possibly going to be offended by that? No. Could you say that to anyone? Like, literally, you guys. You can say that to anyone. It's not gonna cause no one's feathers to be ruffled, okay? So I'm gonna give you the video. It's called Meet Plexus. It's so well done that I believe it will speak to anyone. And yes, you can like find a video that's more, you think may speak more to that person, like maybe they're a nurse. So maybe you want to share one of those 15-minute Sunday Zooms where a nurse shares her story or whatever. I'm not saying that this video is the one and all, but this one really fits everyone. It kind of covers all the bases, okay? Not specifically like with different careers, but it's really going to speak to everyone's heart. Okay, so I'll share that in the board. And so what do we do if someone says, no, thank you? What do we do? I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. Just say something like, hey, thanks for responding. I'm always here to help if anything changes. And I pay for referrals if you know anyone who could use some flexible supplemental income. Also, everyone needs gut health. Do you have any health goals or struggles I could help you achieve? There we go. Easy transition, right? So seamless. Something anyone would feel comfortable saying. If they say yes, that can be even scarier. Because if you're not already a confident leader who develops people, shoot, they said yes, now what do I do? Anyone feel that? It's okay, be honest if you do, because that's being honest with where we are. So I'm going to give you the solution. And it's simple, okay? So if they say, sure, oh, I watched that video, tell me more. You're going to say, awesome. So what do you like most about what you heard? Then let them answer. And then you're going to say, oh my goodness, I love that that resonated with you, or whatever. How much would you need to earn per month to make this worth your time? Can you say that to someone? Yes, you can. You don't have to be super successful to ask these questions to anyone. And then when they answer how much they would like to earn per month to make this worth their time, how many hours per week would you be able to commit right now to earning that much per month? Perfect. How many months would you be willing to invest working that many hours per week to earn that much per month? And then what we're doing right here, this is brilliant. I got this from Lori Bradford. She is a super successful Star Diamond, and she is really good at like letting them lead the conversation. And do you remember the last speaker we had at convention? Those of you that were there, he's like the number one like friction with customers or potentials is they don't know what to expect, right? I can't remember the exact term, and Lori said it again in the room, and do you remember what it was, anyone? It's like removing the uncertainty. Something to that effect. That's what we're doing right here. We're letting them know exactly just by asking these questions, and you don't even have to know the math yourself. Literally, that's the brilliant thing. All you have to do is when they answer that, you say, okay, if I could show you how to do that, would you be willing to take the next step right now? And if they say yes, then you're like, awesome. First step is, and it's going to tell you in the board exactly what to say. Let's get your goodies on the way. Let's figure out which products are the best fit for you and your budget so we can help you start getting a story of your own to share. So what are your main health goals and struggles? And then you're going to send them that graphic, and then you're just going to go right into the sales flow board and word for word, like tells you what to say step by step. If they say yes, if they say no, it's all right there. So you cannot fail. You can't fail. And then once we get their goodies ordered, we're going to jump right in to your developing silvers board. And there it is, step by step. Here's what you say. Then you say this. Then you say this. If they say yes, you say this. If they say no, you say this. It's all right at your fingertips. And heaven forbid, like they ask a question and you don't know how to answer it. Do you have access to someone that can help you with an answer? Don't ever be afraid to be like, you know what? I don't actually know. Give me just a little bit and I will get right back to you. I'm going to reach out to Megan, or I'm going to loop Megan in to answer your questions. She's a lot more experienced than I am. I want to make sure you get the best answers. So I'm just going to loop my friend Kate in. That third-party validation tool is brilliant. It works like magic, and it takes all the pressure off of you if part of the conversation like comes out of the board and you don't know how to handle it, right? Okay, so then we have options, right? Once you're walking them here's the secret about developing silvers, by the way. You know, that's my system that I use, and it works like magic. If someone is open and the conversation I have with them to share the opportunity is extremely successful at getting people to be open. Because even if people don't want a business, everyone wants to get $300 for grabbing 3 accountability partners to try this with them. Everyone does, almost literally everyone. So you just have to know how to ask them, how to offer it to them. And then you'll be shocked how many people will say, sure. And then the secret is that developing silvers board, the faster you go through the steps with them, the more successful it is. Here's what I've discovered. When they first say yes, like when they first are ordering and they first give you that, yes, I'm open to grabbing some friendship bonuses and having some accountability, then as soon as you like walk through those steps, get them perfect. First thing we do is just throw up a social media post. It's so simple. Takes like 5 minutes. I'll send you 2 examples. Just pick one, put a picture of yourself with it. Do you think you could get that up in 15 minutes? I'll be watching for it. And then it's literally the second they put up that post, you're like, great post. Here's what you do if anyone likes or comments. Sometimes they don't, and that's totally okay. So next step, who do you know that you're really close to, that you do life with, that you could just call up and right now and say, hey, I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I decided to try this because my friend Megan is so much better and she's earning extra income. And I was like, who doesn't want to feel better and earn extra income? So do you want to do this with me? Because there's a huge sale and there's a money back promise. So really you have nothing to lose. Do you want to do this with me? Like, just most everyone has some people that they're close enough to that they could just call up and you could just tell them what to say and it works well. So just walk them through the steps quickly. That's my tip on using developing silvers. Now we've got we've got great support tools. We have our new VIP group that recently started to plug them into. We have our Get Your Products Paid For Zooms that you can plug them into. We've got, some of you actually heard Brittany and Christina share their onboarding system, and that's been a process we've had in the works that I promise will get done soon. So that will be really helpful. But in the meantime, you've got all these great tools to support them. And I want to start a new culture on our team where every new VIP gets a 15-minute welcome call. And I want to teach you guys how to do that masterfully, where they are so excited to get their products. They are so excited to put up that post and earn some money. You'll be surprised how easy that is if you do it right. Okay, so I'm going to like model that for you so you can see how it's done. And I'm heading to girls camp tomorrow till Friday, so you can look for that next week. That'll be my goal, to get that to you guys next week. And then, yeah, I'll totally teach you guys how to do those to get them off to the best start. Now it's in your hands. So I'm going to show you this board and I'm going to give it to you. I know some people don't use boards, okay? But if you're even like this much comfortable with using technology, like if you can send a text to someone, I believe you can use boards. It's that easy, because I'm not a techie person, and boards was so easy for me to figure out and use. So I'm going to show you what the board looks like. And like worst case scenario, if you absolutely can't figure it out, then we could probably like copy and paste it all into one gigantic note that you could save to your phone. Okay. But I want to encourage you to use boards because it's free. It's a free app for up to 3 boards. And I'm going to give you one board right here that has everything I've talked about in it. One board. So let me show you what it looks like. Okay, can you see this? Yes. Okay. So this is called, and you guys, thanks for hanging with me so long. I know this is a long training, but I also believe that this will be a game changer for you. And if you're willing to run with this, then you guys are all going to be on that Leaders Retreat cruise with us. So, and this board is called Simplified Leading with the Biz. Okay. With a little green heart. And it's going to, remember that message that I read? Oops. Okay, right there. Oh my gosh, all you have to do is insert their name and what qualities they have that would make them good at this, and you're good to go. Okay? If they're already a happy VIP, oh my gosh, there it is. That message I read, all you have to do is input their name and what they'd be good at. So it's all right there for you. If they say no, there you go. You can literally touch these once you have the board's app. And if you like, if you put the board's keyboard, all you do is touch that and it automatically pastes it in a Facebook message or a text or whatever. And you can edit it before you send it. It's so user friendly and brilliant. If they say yes, there you go. All the questions in a row. Don't paste this whole thing to them, obviously, but you're gonna use this as your guide if they say yes. Okay. Then here's the video you're going to share with them. Right there, there's the link for the video you're going to send them, the Meet Plexus video. And then this is just an additional training that's so good about recruiting business builders. That's optional, obviously, but very worth your time. Now, I recommended 2 other boards. So once they're ready, and you're going to say, okay, let's get your goodies ordered. This is what you're going to use, the sales flow. This will tell you step by step how to determine what combo would be best for them, give them to a good or a better option, only 2. Very important, only 2. Don't give them 3, don't give them 4. People get overwhelmed that fast, and they're going to feel just like you walking out of convention and feeling like you have to do it all. So then you're going to send them a shopping cart. Here you go. If they hesitate to order, here you go. So that's the sales flow. And then the developing silvers, I figured out you could put the whole board in a folder inside this board. So you have everything you need right there. This is a brilliant system to fast start people to silver. And so you've got it all right here. Okay, at your fingertips. So I'm going to share this board with Megan and with the recording on Wellness Warriors. And if you're not on my team and you want the replay, I'll send it to Lisa. I think that covers everyone. But if you don't end up with the replay and the board, just like find a way to let me know, or Lisa, or, you know, whoever your upline jewel is. Okay. Now, the ball's in your court, so you have to decide, am I actually going to do this or not? Do I want more of what I already am experiencing in life? Or am I just going to let this opportunity pass me by? So you're going to have the bully in your head, like the Iron Cowboy talked about. That bully is going to attack. And after 30 days, and you've been doing this 30 days and you haven't signed anyone up, you're going to start to be like, oh, shoot, I guess this just isn't going to work out for me. Maybe even 60 days in, maybe you've only signed one person at that point, and you're like, seriously, I've been working so hard. So let me tell you Janelle's story. Janelle did this 90-day harvest, 90-day push. She did this for 90 days. The first month, she only sponsored one person. She literally messaged, like, I don't remember what it was, 3 to 5 people a day, Monday through Friday. She only sponsored one person the first month, and she was getting discouraged. And she's like, well, I committed to 90 days, so I'll just keep doing it. The second month, she sponsored 6 people. The third month, she sponsored like 12 people. It was either 9 or 12 or something absurd like that. But that is how this works. You can't give up after 30 days. You can't give up after 60 days. Until you've done this for 90 days, Monday through Friday, 3 new messages every single day, follow up within 48 hours. You can't say this doesn't work. Okay. So you decide, how many messages am I going to send? And follow up within 48 hours. Literally as simple as, hey, I know life gets busy. Just wanted to make sure you got my message, with a smiley face and a question mark. Like, that's all it takes to follow up, but follow up within 48 hours is so important. And using the system, trusting the system, you will see how effective this is and how magical it is. Okay. So any questions? I'm going to let you guys go as soon as possible, but I want to make sure we address any questions first. And thanks for hanging out with me for so long. Stacy has a question.
No, sorry. Megan said, who wants accountability?
Oh, yes, accountability. Thank you, Megan, because that's another thing I was going to, you may not be aware, we have an accountability group where every week we have to submit a tracker that shows how many reach outs I did this past week, how many posts I did. I watched this training. You get to set your own standards for that, but minimum of 3 and 3 each week. Okay. And 1 training. If you want to join us on the accountability group, I don't even care if you're on Lisa's team. We would love to have you. Like, that really helps with the accountability. Then we meet up for a 30-minute Zoom every Tuesday, and we're going to go over different things like training. Sometimes we'll do like a messenger blitz together. Good stuff. And so that will keep you accountable. Also, we have a power hour that we do every Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. 1 Eastern time. This same Zoom link, same password, at that time, Monday through Thursday, and we just work together. We just like collaborate and do our messages. Most of the time, we're just like quietly working and looking at each other, not really looking, but like, you know what I mean? We're all together, and that gives, that it's just powerful to do it together, and it's fun. So, oh, I'm seeing some new things in the chat. Do we record the power hours or the accountability Zooms? I'm going to assume, Tara, the accountability Zooms, I only record them for people that Oh, power hours, no. We don't, because there's not really much discussion on there. Like sometimes there is chit chat and hey, how would you respond to this or whatever, but mostly it's just we're working together. It's kind of like a work with me session. The accountability group, you do have to commit to showing up every week. If you're gonna miss, you have to excuse yourself ahead of time. If you miss like a couple times and you don't excuse yourself or you don't turn in your accountability sheet, then you get to remove yourself, because that's how we hold ourselves accountable. So did I
I
forget
have a
anything?
question.
Okay.
I feel like this is going to be a common question for people who are sending that specific message for people that we don't really know very well. So like we don't really know their characteristics. So are you suggesting not to use that message with people we don't know very well? Or what do you think?
You could totally take that part out, but like, even if you know, like, if you can, I mean, you can really come up with reasons for almost everyone, even if you don't know them well, like you seem to have a really good social media presence already.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Even if it's just that. Or I've even messaged some Gen Z people like that I don't really know, but I can see they have a social media presence. And I'll be like, you know what? You seem to have a really good social media presence. And I know that people like Gen Z generation, this is a huge opportunity for you guys. Is that, you know, that's something that you'd be open to. Watch this video and let me know what sticks out to you. So you don't have to know them well. You can even just come up with one thing that makes you think they might be good at this because they're a nurse. Nurses are one of like nurses and teachers. I've used this with people too, even if I don't really know them, but I know they're a nurse or a teacher. Did you know that nurses and teachers are among the majority of top earners in our company? And I see that you're a nurse, or I know that you're a teacher. So you know what I mean? I hope it was so helpful. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, so now like just get to work. If you guys need ideas of how to post like business, there's a group out there, a Facebook group for like business posts. I don't remember what it's called, but also I know I've invited a few in from our team. I just started saving posts on Facebook, like good business posts, and I'm getting a pretty good collection in there, and I can add collaborators. And then if you guys want to be collaborators in there, then you can see all my saved business posts and make them your own, or like, you know, share whatever. And all I ask is if you want to be collaborators on there, that when you see a good business post, you add it in there, like save it to that. So let me know if you want to do that. All right. Are you guys ready? Are you feeling like you have the tools and the means? That's what I want to know. I want to hear it in the chat. Tell me if you're feeling ready to run, like you have what you need. Yes. Okay. Janelle already sent 5 messages today. Woo! Ready to run. Yes. Okay, let's go. All right. I want to see every one of you on the Leaders Retreat cruise. And I want to see a lot of you on the Alaskan Emerald Extravaganza Diamond Destination cruise. Okay, deal? Yeah, we can do it. All right. Okay, you guys are awesome. Thanks for sticking with me for so long. I know this was long. I hope it was super helpful. And you guys are amazing. I'll get the recording and I'll get the board to you right now. Okay.
Can I just interject? Sorry. Our Get Your Products Paid For is at 8. Yes. Yes. So that's right now. So for those of you that want to stay on for your Get Your Products Paid For, Stacy Port is going to be hosting. Oh, and she's already on. I can see her.
There
So
she
I
is.
I have some people that wanted to be on both, so you don't have to hop off this Zoom link, right? Is that right? They can just stay on and you're gonna end the
Yes.
recording. Okay, perfect.
Right. Okay, let's jump right into, let me end the recording and we'll jump right into that.